I want to keep it very, very simple because here's why I know this. If you make your money management system very complicated, you're not going to use it. You're not going to use it. I'm not going to use it. Like, no one's going to use it, right?
Right.
So I want to keep it very, very simple. So I use the bucket money management system. So very simple. Imagine every dollar that comes in,
yes,
you divide it into 5 buckets.
Okay.
Very simple. So the first bucket is what I call your necessities bucket.
Okay.
So this is where you pay your bills, right? I would say 60% of your money.
60%.
So every dollar that comes in, 60 cents goes into this bucket.
Got it.
Your electricity bill, your car payment, your house payment, right? All that stuff, your internet, your cell phone bill, right?
Right.
That's your necessity bucket. So let's say if you're making $1,000 a month, hypothetically, $600 goes into this. You're making 10,000, then 6,000 goes into that.
Got it.
Very simple.
Makes sense.
So that's 60%. The next bucket is what I call your emergency bucket.
Okay.
That's then 10% of your money, every dollar that comes in, goes into this bucket.
Right.
Now, emergency money means money you put away for a rainy day.
Right.
It could be medical expenses.
Yes.
Right? It could be something happens to your family, you want to have that money there.
Yeah.
This money is, people talk about emergency fund. I don't like to touch this money.
Right. How do you not touch that?
I just put it away. So what I do is I actually go to my banker, set up a bank account where every dollar comes in, it goes into this account.
It's like a savings account.
I don't
It's nothing
touch.
fancy. Just
I do not touch.
Okay.
It just goes into that.
Right.
Don't feel like, oh yeah, I wanna take a vacation. Let me dip into that money. That's not.
And you wouldn't use that money to buy gold or investments or stocks or something that came up. You wouldn't touch it.
No,
okay.
no. From a psychological point of view, what I notice is when you have cash,
Yes.
it attracts more cash. I mean, I don't have time to go into all of that, but what I notice when you have money, it's like the habit, when you can accumulate money, when you have the habit of accumulating money, you accumulate more money.
Right.
When you don't have the habit of accumulating money, you always have no money. Doesn't matter how much money you make.
Okay.
So that's the second bucket.
Second bucket.
Second bucket,
Got it.
okay? The third bucket is the investment bucket.
Okay.
So that's also 10%. So 60%,
Yes.
right? 10%, 10%, that's your think of that's your future, that's your retirement.
Got it.
So richest man in Babylon talk about pay yourself first. This is the pay yourself bucket, that 10%.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
So it's that 10%. And then you have 10% is what I call your learning bucket.
Okay.
This is where you learn your skills.
Right.
You go to the events, get coaching, seminars, online courses, 10%. So imagine you've got $1,000, right? $600 goes into the first necessities.
Yes.
Right. Then you have $100 goes into the emergency.
Yes.
$100 goes to investment.
Right.
$100 goes to learning.
Right.
Could be reading a book. And then last one, that last 10%, that's your fun bucket.
The fun bucket.
That's,
okay.
that's your Mont Blanc pen. That's your tutorial. That's your sashimi.
It might be a little bit big. That bucket might be a little bit big.
It's a
right
little
now.
bit big, right?
It's a little bit big right now. If I'm honest, it's a little bit big right now.
So then you know if it's 10%, then there's no guilt.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So when I buy something fancy like an AP watch,
Yes.
I use the fund money.
Got it.
I do not touch all these other money.
Got it. Okay.
Because then there's no guilt. But if you don't put it in the bucket, it's very easy to, oh well, you know, I should take that vacation. Suddenly, well, your learning bucket, that's gone.
Right.
Your emergency bucket, that's like next to nothing.
So I've got a question, Sifu. So, you know, I know that you also say invest in yourself, and you know, my investment bucket is very small right now. And as you know, where we live, it's very expensive.
Yep.
I mean, I would be saving for years before I could even make a small investment. So I've taken, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I've taken some of that investment money and have invested it into learning. So my learning, I've doubled up my learning
Yes,
by
that's
investing
fine.
myself to
That's
get
fine.
higher income skills.
Yeah.
And then through that high income skills, it increases more income, and then I should start now.
So
to
so
fill
you
that
notice
up.
when you do this, when you use the bucket systems,
Yeah.
the first reaction most people would have, I can't live off like 60%.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell that's not enough. So then okay, you need to upgrade your skills
Right.
so you earn more, right? We talk about
So
this
not
a
just
lot.
like cutting coupons, saving money.
We're
it's
not talking about that. But at the same time, while you're increasing income, you need to have the habits in place.
Got it. Okay.
I would rather, if you cannot do the 10% right now, do 1%.
Do something.
Do 2%. Because you need to have the habit in place.
Okay.
If you have zero habit and you think it's like some future thing is going to happen, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If you cannot do 6, okay, let's say 80% you go into that, let's do 5, 5, 5, 5.
Would the bankers look at you weird if you go to the bank and just say,
Oh, they
I
would.
want
Doesn't matter, they're
5%?
broke.
Right.
It doesn't matter, right? So it's the habit that makes the difference.